Okay, so welcome everybody to today's OLLI Brown Bag lunch presentation. Today we have a very special guest, and she's going to be talking about some important topics. But to start us off, I'm going to give us a quick overview of OLLI, and we want to thank everybody who helped contribute to this organization. Our friends of OLLI, our Brown Bag lunch presentations wouldn't be possible without your support. Exciting news, we have 791 members, so we're almost hitting our 1,000 member goal by the end of the year. We haven't seen numbers like this since the pandemic has started, so we're really excited, and we have lots of new folks joining our classes and a lot more diversity and a lot more classes. So good news for the springtime. We also want to thank our OLLI volunteers. We are starting to get out in the community and host. This picture here is from our most recent open house. So we're starting to get out and open again and hosting in-person classes, and our volunteer committee group has really helped put this different programs together and different events together. So thank you so much. Just a quick reminder, deadline for register for classes. As always, we try to accept your registrations up until the class starts, but it really does help our registration team when folks register early, and we hope our goal is no later than 3 days before the class starts, but if there is some last minute changes, we're always willing to accommodate. So OLLI believes learning should never end, and you can see that in the different types of classes we have. We hope that, we have classes that tailor to everybody, and if we don't, we're always open to recommendations from our OLLI community for classes that we can bring on, and we try to find ways to bring those into the community. I also want to do a land acknowledgement. We are on unceded ancestral Wiyot peoples land, which also includes the Wiyot tribe, the Bear River Rancheria, and the Blue Lake Rancheria. Arcata does have a historical name, and it's known as Gudini, meaning over the woods or among the Redwoods. And the Wiyot peoples continue to remain in relationship to these lands through ceremony, culture, and stewardship. I want to bring up some OLLI membership benefits. Just a reminder, our membership goes from July 1st to June 30th. So this cycle will be ending soon this year, but you can go ahead and sign up again for the new year on July 1st. Memberships are $35 annually, and they give you discounts for classes as well as other membership benefits like you get an OLLI email account or a Cal Poly Humboldt email account, and that helps get discounts sometimes with online purchases when you have an edu, a .edu to your email. You also get a discount on the Jack Pass, which is a free public transportation. You get $60 with enrollment. It's worth $60, and then you can ride public transportation for free. Also, you're eligible for scholarships, student discounts. You get to participate in some really cool OLLI special interest groups, and also get library access, which I think is one of the best benefits that we have. Is you get access to even online databases and all kinds of, you can even order books from other campuses when you have access to our library. I want to put a plug in for the OLLI Let's Connect on Fridays. It is a free weekly chat, and it's a group of really cool, interesting individuals, and there's a topic every week. It's usually facilitated by Tracy Barnes-Priestley, and it's an hour-long conversation with a topic, and you just get to meet up with friends and create community. And then just a reminder, our spring 2023 session is still going on. We have lots of amazing classes still starting up, and I really do recommend you go ahead and go on our website to look up some classes that might be an interest to you. As always, we also take recommendations through our email. So if you see something that's not interesting or something that you would like to bring on, go ahead and send us an email. And let's see, and I believe that's it. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Jane to introduce our speaker, and we can go ahead and go on with the presentation. Thank you, everybody.
And welcome to you all. We're happy to see your faces on this wonderful, nice and warm sunny day. And I'm happy to introduce Monique Harper-Desir, our speaker today, who's the Director of Administration and Development at Access Humboldt. Access Humboldt is an innovative, self-sustaining, and trusted media resource for residents of Humboldt County. Diverse community members utilize local access media resources to engage in meaningful conversations that increase participation in civic life. Local governments, educational institutions, and community-based organizations find Access Humboldt services to be indispensable. Digital media production is a growing industry that supports a continually improving quality of life. North Coast residents are among the most media literate people in the world, sharing new ideas and advanced methods to empower local voices for significant positive impact on society. And their website, of course, is accesshumboldt.net. Welcome to you all, and Monique, it's all yours.
Thanks, Jane. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mo Harper-Desir. Today, I'm here on behalf of Access Humboldt, and I'm going to be sharing some more information about an ongoing local journalism project that we launched a few years ago called the Redwoods Listening Post. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll go through a slideshow together. All right, so here we go. We already did a land acknowledgement, so thanks for that. And we heard a little bit about Access Humboldt. We're a community resource of the North Coast. We are a nonprofit organization. We were formed in April of 2006 to manage local cable franchise assets on behalf of the Humboldt County. Our mission is to amplify local voices through community media. And we pride ourselves on being an innovative organization serving Humboldt County, but also tribal adjacent lands, as well as Del Norte and Trinity County. Through collaborations and partnerships. We provide training, tools, and advocacy to foster residents' production and consumption of digital media. We offer access to civic life, vital information, and channels for public expression. We enhance our democratic society, and all of the community media resources are operated out of our Community Media Center, which is located at College of the Redwoods. So this is the statement that Jane read when she introed us. And here is an overview of some of our operations. So we have the 5 channels that you can find through Suddenlink. We have a community radio station, KZZH 96.7 FM. It's available in Eureka, in some areas in Arcata. We host online streaming at archive.org. So you can find any program that has aired through our channels or through our YouTube channel. You can find here, even if it's 10 years old, 15 years old. And we have a media production facility, which we call our Community Media Center. So it has a TV studio, it has editing workstations, internet access, meeting space room. We have production gear rentals, lots of things. So you can find out more at our website, which is accesshumboldt.net, but wanted to give a little bit of a background while we talk about this project. So on the other side of this project is Internews. So they were a collaborator, and we do have an Internews building locally in Arcata, and you may have been wondering what they are and what they do. So Internews is an international nonprofit with 30 offices around the world, including headquarters in California, Washington, DC, London, Paris, and regional hubs in Bangkok, Kiev, and Nairobi. Internews believes everyone deserves trustworthy news and information to make informed decisions about their lives and to hold the power accountable. They train journalists and digital rights activists. They tackle disinformation and offer business expertise to help media outlets become financially sustainable. They have an emphasis on working in partnership with local communities because those folks know how to take care of themselves the best and know what works. They support independent media in 100 countries, from radio stations and refugee camps to hyper-local news outlets like Access Humboldt, or individual activists and reporters. They've made dozens and dozens of partners. They reach millions of people, and they really do bring quality local information that saves lives, improves livelihoods, and holds institutions accountable. So you can find out more about them at internews.org. Through our partnership with Internews, we conducted an information ecosystem assessment of the city of Eureka. And ultimately, that was just a project we did to find out how people get news and information and what kind of patterns we could deduct from the information that we gathered. So this was in May of 2019, and it featured a series of listening tours, key informant interviews, and really, we were just talking with the communities to examine how Eureka knows what's going on in their communities. The goal of this assessment was to gain a deeper understanding of how people get local news and information, what sources they trust, and what communities are left out of the media. All of the information we gathered was to inform possible solutions to address information gaps. How do we include overlooked audiences and other issues related to news and media access? So this was a map that came out of that assessment. This map depicts the information ecosystem assessment process, which identifies existing media institutions and relationships, as well as the flow of information through the community. The partnership is part of Internews, and this was a framework that they have already been using as a part of their Listening Post collective. And so the framework ultimately helps local media build more trusting relationships with the communities that they're seeking to serve. And so for us personally, we were looking at who wasn't included and then wanted to use this Listening Post framework to how to get them included. I'm going to drop the link to the full assessment if you want to find out more. That URL is a little harder to remember. So yeah, you can head to that link and you'll see more about the assessment in more detail. But key findings we found were that people need better information about how to address social challenges, that consolidation and closures threaten to degrade the media ecosystem. Users are quickly moving to mobile consumption via social media and blogs. Information access and usefulness is severely limited for minority communities, and Eureka stands out in its optimism. So some suggestions that also came out of the ecosystem were to develop solutions, journalism collaboratives with local news outlets, unique dedicated effort from nonprofit community to serve underserved communities, consider dedicated channels for listening and addressing community concerns, find synergies with the public library system, explore new models for community access in the digital era, and further research across Humboldt County and adjacent tribal lands. So all in all, we found that different communities relied and trusted different sources of information. Some of those sources were mainstream entities like the local newspaper or the local news channel. But we found that some of the most guarded and disenfranchised communities weren't using these streams of information at all. They were relying on news and information that was available on social media or available in non-English languages that they spoke, or possibly just the relaying of information from community member to community member. And so we weren't seeing much of these these techniques in our very rural area. So our response to filling this gap was our project, the Redwoods Listening Post. And so the Redwoods Listening Post is focused on bringing news and information to people in diverse communities. The mission is to equip and amplify guarded and disenfranchised communities of the North Coast with tools, information, and access to media resources so that they can create and deliver timely news and information in the methods specific to their communities. So instead of flooding our market with the same media techniques, which tends to be like print journalism or the mainstream news channels that we have, Lost Coast Outpost, these really well-known local entities for news. We were stepping away from those same techniques and going straight to the communities we wanted to reach and just asking them, what's helpful for us to help you get your message to where it needs to go. So the Redwoods Listening Post produces news and information by, for, and about North Coast residents with perspectives not frequently included in print, TV, radio, and online media. Our aim is to create original content of interest to diverse and marginalized populations. The project builds diverse local media collaborations to support local news and information efforts. Some areas of concentration include health and wellness, current events, community resources, and related news of interest to Black, Latine, Asian, and local tribal communities. We place an emphasis on topics of interest to youth and young adults, LGBTQAI+ residents, and people living in remote areas of Humboldt, Del Norte, Trinity counties. Through this approach, we are hoping to promote a solutions-based journalism web in hopes that by platforming these stories, by platforming these experiences, we will be able to connect those communities with resources and solutions to the main things affecting them. So some examples of Redwood Listening Post output includes a curated selection of audio, video, and print stories from community entities like El Lenador, which is a local Spanish language newspaper, Redwood Voice, which is a youth-led media collective in Del Norte County, and Humboldt local radio station KZZH 96.7 FM, which is housed at Access Humboldt, but they host a wide array of local content of all genres that are very intentional on speaking to local issues. So I'll go ahead, another link in the chat for KZZH. If you want to check out the schedule, a good amount, probably 75% of that content is locally made. And so the information ecosystem assessment and the Redwoods Listening Post are both projects and frameworks offered through our partnership with Internews. So Internews has created the current values and strategies through a project they call the Listening Post Collective, which is what's up on the screen right now. And the Listening Post Collective is a US-based project of Internews. It's an international media support organization that supports local partners in more than 100 countries. They're working to build sustainable independent media and strengthen the capacity of media professionals. And the mission of this project is to partner with people and organizations to develop local news and information solutions that help communities thrive. The vision is a future where civic power is strengthened by equitable civic media. And all in all, they're looking for projects that will develop civic media and power building resources for places in the US that have been historically excluded from news and information. This work requires trust and time, and we work to listen, build networks, understand information needs, and develop real solutions with community members. So I encourage you all to check out more about the Listening Post Collective. It was founded by Jesse Hardman of Internews in 2013. It launched to bring Internews international experience and strategies around serving community information needs to the US. And so they've done 9 information ecosystem assessments, ours included, and 10 information needs assessments around the country. One of the first projects focused on rebuilding and adapting trusted information networks post-Katrina in New Orleans. And it really pioneered sharing civic news and information via text message. And they also have a playbook, which was launched in 2017 and outlines a 7-step community engagement process to assist media outlets and community groups in creating their own listening post. So that is the framework that we took on when we launched our listening post. And so the values that we took from that framework and are ensuring that our listening post is creating is 1, that listening is our greatest tool. We start with listening, we ask questions that help us understand how we can be in service to our communities. And so our information ecosystem assessment was our step 1 of listening. Some other ways that we've imagined this listening process could happen is in collaboration with our local libraries. And it might look like a booth that you interact with. It might look like paper surveys. It might look like information sharing sessions that take on more of like a workshop approach. But we're still sharpening this method for ourselves and trying to find out ways that we can be listening all the time and that we don't need as much curation as the information ecosystem assessment took. Number 2, cultivating local power is essential. We help build power by providing tools and advice that help partners understand community needs and identify ways to help strengthen and sustain their work. And so we're doing a lot of community outreach in this area. We're looking to platform voices that don't have platforms. This has existed recently in grant funding that we were funding to other organizations, media resources, so having access to our equipment, media training, and then also use of our distribution list. So we're connected with a lot of the local media outlets. We're very versed in the media landscape in Humboldt County. And so we're helping these smaller communities learn how to navigate that web and how it can best support them. Number 3, we're being adaptable and responsive to strengthen collaborations. And so just another area where we're learning and shifting a lot. And so some ways the framework works for us, it may not work for our partners. And, we're kind of decolonizing the space and allowing for that change and meeting our partners where they need to be met. We're understanding that trust is earned, number 4. And I think that also plays back into this idea of decolonizing partnerships in the media landscape, where we are starting with collaborations that we already have trusted relationships with. And as we are outreaching to create new partnerships, we're being culturally sensitive and allowing time to form a trusted relationship prior to, trying to support people to use us as an outlet or to distribute through us. And lastly, equitable media requires culturally relevant solutions and transformative investments. So we help build power by providing tools and advice, and then we inspire others to get involved with their community and identify ways to strengthen and sustain their work. So we're not really doing too much of the telling folks what needs to happen. We're just giving them the space to voice what their needs are, and hopefully we can help make those connections to people that do have the answers or do have the resources they're looking for. And also, maintaining our collaborations to always kind of know what these communities are looking for or ways that we can support them, even if it isn't through the listening post or through content creation. And so this is just some numbers on the Listening Post collective. They've given over $580,000 of grant funding. They're helping 85 different people and organizations, and they've done 19 assessments. And so the work's continuing to be done, starting with the listening and then moving into implementation of, putting the word out there on what people need in the ways that they communicate. So this is a little preview of the Listening Post project that was done in New Orleans.
News is so often thought of as being driven by official events, and then you hear people's reactions to those events. What we're trying to do is create a news product that's actually born of everyday experiences in the city of New Orleans. So with the Listening Post, you actually start to think of news as just what's happening and what people are talking about. And that means that people don't have to be reacting to something bad that happened or something good that happened. They're the ones creating the news and driving the news and telling us and telling our listenership and telling each other what's important and what their daily life is like here in this very diverse city of New Orleans.
This is Kate Richardson from the Listening Post NOLA, a community media project from WWNO and Internews. Our most recent question of the week was about the fate of famed Charity Hospital.
The poorer people in the city cannot afford medical care at most of the hospitals in town. Thank you. I appreciate your interest in my opinion.
Starting tomorrow, keep an eye out for the latest Listening Post question of the week. For the Listening Post, I'm Kate Richardson.
So that video is a great example of something we would like to see at the libraries all throughout the county, or at other kind of spaces where community gathers. The library is just a great option because you don't have to spend money to go to the library. There's free Wi-Fi. People already associated as a community hub or place that you might be able to connect with resources or community. And it's for all ages. So it's just, a place the community already goes and has great diversity, that diverse communities that use it. So it would be a great place to house a physical listening post for us. So during the summer of 2020, as communities reacted and responded to the global COVID-19 pandemic, fact-based, local relevant news and information was needed more than ever. And that is when we launched our Listening Post kind of officially alongside the Community Voices Coalition, which was a group of media outlets, Humboldt Area Foundation and the Wild Rivers Community Foundation, and Access Humboldt, and then Internews as well. It was developed to help capture and distribute inclusive solutions-based journalism to address local needs during the pandemic. We wanted to support underserved and marginalized communities to identify and solve issues and challenges. We partnered with existing news organizations, local storytellers, and community leaders. And the project was just working to identify and inform the most urgent local solutions. It's kind of like that time there was so much information circulating. And it was like a constant battle of disinformation while also trying to provide the necessary information, especially as it pertained to our community. And so that was the main focus of that project. Access Humboldt and Internews really took on the role of providing translation. So we went ahead and translated all the articles and information updates that were coming out of that project into Spanish and Hmong, as those English, Spanish, and Hmong are the three most spoken languages in our county. And so we were taking information from the North Coast Journal, Lost Coast Outpost, Times Standard, KMUD, Two Rivers Tribune, the Redheaded Black Belt, and that all kind of contributed to the Community Voices Coalition. We also had the Lenador in there as well. And then we also had a segment going with Redwood News, where their anchor, Brenda Rodriguez, was really interested in doing a Spanish language segment once a week on the news channel. And so we were taking that feed and putting it online for folks and just making it more available. And so that kind of thing is exactly how the Redwoods Listening Post kind of works. We were working with this young reporter to create something that didn't already exist and to make it accessible. And so through this, we're really centering diversity, equity, and inclusion in this work, as well as the Listening Post collective framework, where we're really reaching into a barrel of people we don't hear from. And so this could include individuals from rural areas, youth, the members of the LGBTQAI+ and BIPOC communities. We're just really working to fill those gaps that we already see existing, and provide programming to diverse communities and unserved or underserved groups. And so it's like, if you're not used to hearing your own news and information on the radio, it is kind of this revolutionary thing when you hear someone from your community or see somebody from your community on the news, on their local radio station. It really just helps to assimilate that we are all in our own diverse communities, but we all, also belong to one community together. And so here is like the current flow of content that we are working to implement. We're trying not to touch any content or stories too much, but we also want to provide the support people need to feel confident sharing their projects and their stories. And so you'll see that the news and information starts on top, and it's sent into Access Humboldt, where we will ask, if the curators need editorial support. And if they do, then it will get sent over to our editorial team, which is made up of Humboldt County community members, staff from Access Humboldt and Internews, some of our grantee representatives like El Lenador or Redwood Voice. And then we have a wide array of organizations and communities that also have representatives. And then we have an advisory team that also does overview, and that consists of community-based media outlet representatives, local organizations, and past and present partners. So we've seen folks from the North Coast Journal. We've seen folks that just work in the media landscape on this advisory or this editorial team. We've had folks from Cal Poly Humboldt, College of the Redwoods. And so as people are able to give, that's when they'll kind of enter the editorial or the advisory team. And so that group of people also shifts, but they're available to review stories or articles, whoever's submitting it, however they want to kind of frame that content will dictate kind of who overviews it. But if it needs overview, then it's sent over to that team. If it doesn't, it's sent out to our distribution list, which again is a collective of local media outlets that we're already connected with, as well as social media platforms like YouTube or Instagram, and then also that archive that we spoke about earlier. So then next on the list is it doesn't need translations. If it needs translations, first we look locally. Are we connected with someone locally? We've been paying a group of local translators to participate in voiceovers as well as written translations. And if we can't find someone locally, Internews has an amazing resource out of UMass Amherst, Massachusetts, that they have access to, so many translators. So we haven't met a translation need that we haven't been able to fulfill. And so if it doesn't need translation, it goes out for distribution. Or if it needs multimedia support, which is the next tier down, that's where our media partners come in. So Access Humboldt, KZZH, or the Mars Project, which is the film project hosted by the Ink People Center for the Arts. And so if someone has a story that they want to turn into a PSA and put it on the radio, or make a short video that goes on the channels or on social media, that's where they might be able to either get the resources like gear and equipment, or use an editing booth at Access Humboldt, or get hands-on support through our studio or production work. And then if it doesn't need that, it's out for distribution. If it does, we'll work with you to make it great and beautiful, and then it's out to distribution. So there's kind of 3 levels that we're willing to help folks really sharpen the story or the message and make it exactly how they'd like it before we shoot it out to distribution, which also can be curated by them. If they want to leave out some of our context, that's fine. If they want to approach them in different ways than we normally do, which is via email or press release, there's each step of the process is always can always be suited to the content creator or the storyteller. So this is the area we're trying to reach. Trinity is not highlighted, but it actually is somewhere that we're trying to reach. We understand that inland communities, especially Indigenous folks and reservations, are very guarded, as well as have members of their community that exist on the coast. And so trying to get inland information out to the coast has been a huge part of our project. We've been able to connect with the Hoopa Reservation out there and trying to continue reaching further inland and to capture those really small communities. Del Norte has also been a community that we've been connected with through Redwood Voice, which is a youth media project. And they also have a similar demographic of being extremely rural, and it could be really life-changing to get their information to bigger populations that we might find on the coast, or through connections that we have through other media agencies throughout the country or throughout California. And so rural areas lack access to media, and it's usually the specific to their communities of pace, interest, and experience. And so we're working to spread our reach to more people from these communities, while also increasing our capacity to support participatory media and solutions. So we were able to connect with Native American Pathways because we were able to train them, get them media resources, as well as some financial support through a grant. And so knowing that they needed those things, we were able to then locate, what they needed and share a collaboration. So there are local entities that produce news and information. Most are not poised to support the stories from untrained or amateur journalists, or provide distribution in multiple languages or multimedia needs. And so we're really filling the gap in those areas as well. With Access Humboldt being multimedia, us being connected with Internews, and then also being very intentional to use the values and framework of this listening collective to be mindful of how we're collecting stories and resharing them. So again, we're looking at health and wellness, news and information, current events, resources and opportunities, and hoping to share all of that under our Redwoods Listening Post umbrella. So here are some of the partnerships that I spoke about. So El Lenador, which is a student-run editorial featuring local news in English and Spanish. Redwood Voice out of Del Norte, youth-run media project. They aim for radio really, but also do some YouTube, lots of like news story kind of style. Who else? Native American Pathways from HOOPA, the Mars Project from Ink People Center for the Arts, and KZZH, which hosts a lot of locally created and curated news and information through podcasting, through talk shows. They have a show called Thursday Night Talk, where they were trying to host Redwood Listening Post partners to tell more about their stories and what they do. And again, if you follow this link, you can see a lot of the YouTube videos that have come out of this project, as well as read Lenador articles. So through this ongoing project, we hope to foster and support healthy communities with an emphasis on public health and safety through the sharing of information and a battle against misinformation, civic engagement through access to democracy, economic development through paid opportunities and content sharing, culture and arts as we reach to support disenfranchised, underrepresented communities of the North Coast, and through education and training opportunities available through our community media center. So here is a Redwood Voice like a little news piece that they did.
On a sunny September 23rd in Crescent City, California, there was a gathering of mental health and wellness resources at the Cultural Center. Students busing into the place had all sorts of booths and tables available to them to peruse and ask questions of. Redwood Voice Youth Media had a table at this event, where we had a chat with Taryn Musback, the face of this event and one of the 4 organizers of the Youth Wellness Summit. One question was, why does the Youth Wellness Summit exist?
I think at the core of it, what this is about is a community that cares a lot about their youth. And we saw the need to create an avenue to make those connections. And that really, I think, is why we're here, because our community cares about our kids, and our kids need the opportunity to see that. That our youth know how to access the resources that they might need around Del Norte County to be well. We have a ton of organizations that will have a lot of free services for youth, or that can fund youth to do different events, but sometimes they have a hard time connecting with youth because they're not necessarily in schools. So by making this partnership, we're helping bridge a gap between services and resources available to youth and their understanding of how to access that throughout Del Norte County and tribal lands.
As we saw at the Cultural Center, there was an outpour of people and organizations to help out our youth. For example, True North had a booth, as well as Gordon Clay. How did this event all come together?
So United Indian Health Services brought in Sources of Strength even before I was here in Del Norte County. Wendy Wrinkle is the person that did that. And then it was magical Kelly Troina, she's a teacher at Sunset High School, went to the training, brought the program into Sunset, saw what it did for their culture, climate, and students. And that was the catalyst. That's why we're here, and everything expanded from there. So much so that now we're working on the elementary curriculum for 3rd through 5th grade.
One of the founding organizations for this event is Sources of Strength, but what is Sources of Strength?
So Sources of Strength really, overall it's like, it honors the fact that we're going to have ups and downs throughout our lives. And so Sources of Strength has a will, and actually if you look around the event, you're gonna see all these posters that say things like mentors or mental health or family support. So Sources of Strength uses 8 protective factors to really encourage youth to think about, hey, when we're during those hard times, what strengths and supports do we turn to get us through them? And so really what the program is about is building resiliency. It's honoring that sometimes life is tricky and life is hard. And it's saying, when that happens, what are we going to turn to get us through? That's very much about these resources at these events, right? When life gets tricky, who in our community can I turn to for support?
For more mental health resources for youth and for our community, you can either go to the Del Norte Wellness Center website at delnortewellnesscenter.com or contact Taryn at tmusback@dnusd.org. This is Sebastian for Redwood Voice. On a sunny September 20.
So that was example, ignore that this says questions, but that was an example of the work that Redwood Voice does. And just to clarify, our collaborators most likely were already doing some sort of storytelling or doing some sort of information relay and really just needed the further push through support or resources to kind of just get it further out into the media web, but also to make sure they're reaching the audiences that they want to reach. Because media, it's all about creating conversations, and knowing how to communicate with who you want to reach is one of the most important places to start. And so Redwood Voice, El Lenador, Native American Pathways, they already kind of had those conversations going. They just needed them to be more specific to their audiences and to their communities. And so it was really easy for us to partner with organizations that were already kind of creating messaging. And so a next step we're hoping for this project is to develop a way to encourage folks that wouldn't consider themselves storytellers or wouldn't consider themselves journalists, don't have an interest in creating media, but how do we get them involved with the project, and how do we maintain the support for more amateur storytelling or for individuals that aren't working with an organization. So the project is kind of always shifting, as I've mentioned. It's also a few years in process, but also still very young. We're still definitely finding our footing, really learning what our collaborators need and how we best support them, and then how we keep the work ongoing when this is just one project of Access Humboldt, right? So we're an entity, a nonprofit entity that has lots of things going on. And so how do we maintain workflow for this project and figure out more ways it can be more prevalent in the community, like I spoke with the libraries. So that's pretty much the project in a nutshell. It's a lot of information. I encourage you to use some of the links. I'll also put a link that's directly to the project. But I wanted to leave some space for questions or comments or things that come to mind for you all.
Do any of you have any questions? If so, raise your hand. I have a couple. Are you basically soliciting, working with these organizations to funnel information and presentations and videos onto Access Humboldt as an outlet? How are you encouraging them or these communities to get the information out?
So we use pretty much, we have connections with the media landscape in general in Humboldt. And so, yes, we use our radio station, our channels, our social medias to share content, but we also send it to all the local media outlets. So Time Standard, North Coast Outpost, Two Rivers, K-Mud, anyone. I could find a list of folks that also get the stories. They have been picked up by some other media outlets in the past. And the goal is that we share with everyone so that hopefully they will also republish or share the story on their outlet, since they have access and they have eyes that are much, numbers that are much larger than where the information started.
So you're in essence soliciting stories from these various communities and local outlets and trying to funnel them to other outlets.
Yes, exactly.
What
So
you're
just,
actually doing. And one of those outlets is Access Humboldt.
yes, exactly. And we're hoping that a story that starts in Hoopa will, go to KIED and then make its way to the coast and then make its way to KMUD and then make its way to Sacramento and, will eventually make its way through all the channels in hopes that the right person sees it and can offer a solution to the story.
Is there just one of you doing this at Access Humboldt, or do you have a group of people you're working with, or are they all collaborators? Do you actually, are you the one responsible for trying to make all this happen?
So I guess it like goes in and out. So we do have some interns at Access Humboldt that support this project. Our collaborators are great supports in this project. And then our advisory and editorial teams, which are essentially a group of volunteers, but they're all people that have some kind of stake in vital information being shared on the North Coast. So they might be a media outlet, they might work at one of the greater institutions like Cal Poly or CR. They might belong to a guarded or disenfranchised community. But yes, so a lot of the central work is happening at Access, and then we have kind of these support tiers of folks that come from a number of backgrounds, but mainly through our collaborations.
Do your collaborators get together to discuss what's working and what's not and how to make it flow better?
Yes, so that is something we do. We probably don't do it as often as we should. But probably in the last year, we've met about 5 times. We've been looking at the project kind of in phases. And so at the beginning of a phase and then the ending of a phase, we'll gather that group to kind of talk about what we did, what can we change, what worked and what didn't. And that group of people is kind of always shifting too, because it definitely depends on who has time to support the project. But we try to maintain somebody to represent each of the collaborators that we have spoke about today.
Are you finding that you have a good flow of information back and forth, and that when you're sending out information to the local media like Time Standard, et cetera, are they actually picking it up and doing something with it?
Yes, so a number of the stories we shared have been picked up by local news outlets, which is great. It's like you kind of don't know what happens unless you're reading the news, because they don't tend to they won't write back and say, hey, we're picking this up, thanks. They just kind of publish it. But we have heard from our collaborators that their stories have been put in other places other than Access Humboldt, which is great. That's the goal.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? So would you like members of the public, like from this group, to submit ideas to you? And if so, how would they do that?
Yeah, so I've shared the link to the Redwoods Listening Post in the chat. If you want to poke around there and it reminds you of somebody or you like to write stories, there is a submission form at the bottom of the page. And so you don't have to have an article written. You could simply have an idea of something that someone might want to cover, and we might bring it back, and then we'll share it with our collaborators. So it kind of works that you could have an idea for a story, you could have a story, you could have a PSA, but something that, links to the whole idea of local, news and information and sharing that, then you can submit it right through there. You can also check out all of our collaborators' work that they've done through the Listening Post as well as outside the Listening Post. So you'll find a link back to almost everyone's original website through this link, as well as some print stories and some video. So lots of interactive things on that website. And you can submit story ideas or any story that you've written through a form as well.
Do you have does Access Humboldt have a YouTube channel for posting?
Yes, we do. So I can give that link too. So yeah, anything that you submit to Access Humboldt channels will also go on our YouTube, and it will also go onto our archive, which is just a little bit safer video storage than YouTube. And, it's commercial free and all that. But we do have a YouTube as well.
Okay, anybody else? Questions? If not, I want to thank Mo so much for this work, actually, and for this presentation, because it was a bit of a mystery to me, so I'm sure it was a mystery to others. And I want to basically say that we're very happy you all came, and Mo did a presentation, and we want to follow up with next Monday. On April 17th, we're having a presentation by Andrew Whitney on the Humboldt housing situation now and in the future, and basically an overview of the existing housing conditions in Humboldt County and the plan for the future. Where are we going to put all these people who want to come here? And how can we make that happen? So he's with the county, and he's in charge of this particular area. Really nice guy. So we'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you for coming, and thank you, Mo.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Good luck with your work.
Thanks.
You.
We need it.
Whoever's host needs to shut this down. Bye, everybody. Nice to see you.